Hello, my fabulous 50-somethings. My name's Leisha, and I have a question for you. How many of you were excited to turn 50? Be honest. I bet there's a lot of head shaking now. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to go gray. I couldn't wait for the new adventures, the changes I could make in who I was, and the freedoms I expected my 50s to bring me. And I have to say, being 53, still loving being in my 50s. But one of the things I wasn't expecting was to have a mind shift and find a new phrase. So I still love my perfectly imperfect and everything that entails. But the new phrase is finding comfort in the uncomfortable. Or probably better yet, being comfortable in the uncomfortable. That's probably a better way to phrase it. And where that really started was in 2023 when I changed jobs. Now, I had been a retail manager for 20 plus years, and I had kind of bounced around in that, from women's clothing to cosmetics and skincare to furniture and wrapping up in the optical business. And the thing I always loved about retail was the relationships that I built and the people I got to meet and the impact in those roles. Even the smallest impact always meant a lot. 2023, I made a career change and became a recruiter. Something I never really thought I would embrace, even though I'd been doing it for 20 plus years as one of the many hats I wore as a general manager. But I was recruited to a financial firm, and I loved what I could talk to people about. But I really stepped out of my comfort zone because now I had to sell something that were going to take people out of their comfort zone and start to look at a new career and lifestyle. And I've enjoyed it, and I've met some amazing people in that time. But as I continue to think about that phrase of being comfortable in the uncomfortable, I've realized how much that also applies to my life outside of work. Now, I have to be honest and say I've always been the adventurous type. So don't think that all of a sudden I'm taking grand adventures, because I'm not. But sometimes trying new things in your 50s is a little harder than it was in your 20s, 30s, or 40s. And I guarantee you, the hips don't swing like they used to. And I can say that when I decided to take hula lessons. And again, that was one of the changes, or one of the things that the new job allowed me to do. Because any of you who worked retail, or even hospitality, know it's a lot of hours and holidays and weekends. So sometimes trying to fit things in is difficult. But the new job allowed me to do that. I had weekends. I was done by 5 o'clock, except for some nights if I was going to networking events. So it was time to try new things. And I decided hula dancing was one of them. I'd always thought it was beautiful and exciting and fast-paced. But I will tell you, if you have 2 left feet when you're young, you still have 2 left feet in your 50s. And a little more arthritis and a little more tightness that makes the hips not move as well as they should, or at least as well as you think they should. But again, that's for stepping into that uncomfortable. But I did it. I enjoyed it. Did one performance. I also took voiceover acting lessons, and that was exciting. I had so many people throughout the last several years tell me that I have a great voice and that I should try it. So I did. Now, I've sent out 7 demos since completing that last year. Haven't gotten any jobs, haven't even gotten any responses. But as being a recruiter and just being a person who has job hunt in her life, not unusual. But again, it's taking that chance. And I want to ask what you're doing to embrace that uncomfortable and trying new things and not allowing the what ifs or the possibilities or even the rejections to stop you. And I have to be honest, this right now is a huge uncomfortable situation for me. I'm much better at listening and asking questions or being that backside support for others, or even just being behind the scenes. I'm great at behind the scenes, but putting myself in front of my phone and recording this video and putting it out on YouTube for I don't know how many people to see, maybe 1, 2, okay, probably 4, because those will be how many people I will send it to say, hey, look what I did. And then after that, I have no idea if anybody else will even take a look at it. But I agreed to a challenge with a friend of mine who has already done 2 videos, one for work and one personal. And I'm quickly running out of time as the due date for this is January 1st. And I've started this a million times and each time deleted it. So here I am talking to you about finding comfort or being comfortable in the uncomfortable. You know, and one of the things I think that's so great about being in our 50s is that at this point we can use the phrase, I'm 53. I've lived this long. I can do what I want to do. You know, we heard it from our grandparents. We heard it from our parents. And now we get to use it. And I think that's got some excitement to it. We don't have to ask for forgiveness. We don't even have to ask for anybody to accept it. We just get to do it. And I think that's why I was so excited to turn 50 and to go into my 50s. Because I could try things like the voiceover work, hula dancing, axe throwing, which I think I want to get back into. There's a lot of therapy in axe throwing, just like the therapy I had when I fenced through college, grad school, and a little after. I'll tell you a secret, it's kind of fun putting bruises on people's bodies, but that's between you and I. Anyway, again, the uncomfortable. Every day making a phone call to somebody who may not even be looking for work and explaining why they should take this opportunity to learn more about my role. Also, taking the time to enjoy things that I want to do and set boundaries. I think that's been one of the most uncomfortable things here recently in my life is setting boundaries. I was always a people pleaser and I needed to make some changes. But you know what? I will say it has definitely given me more peace of mind. And I hope that talking about stepping into that uncomfortable will hopefully help you find a little more comfort in trying it.